Hi, how are you? How was your week? Did you have off this week? Were you home? Hey. Did you get to take a break? Maybe last week or next week. But at some point, maybe you get a break, especially if you're in school. That's what we had this week. We had kind of a time where the kids were not in school, so I could get a little bit of things done and get used to this new world I'm in right now. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Because on Sunday, we celebrated something new, something to start over again, because Jesus started over again, right? All kinds of stuff starts over again this time of year, right? So Jesus started again. He died, and then he came back. He started a new life. This new life, maybe not so much on earth physically, but being part of our world and being able to do what he couldn't do before, what he didn't think he could handle, that he didn't have the power before that he does now. But other things are starting. The trees are coming back to life, and I tried my best to get a picture of the trees, but it did not work. The world is warming up again. Look, I got a t-shirt on. And the sun is brighter. You could see it in my face. We got a week to get re-energized, to start all over again. And there's new baby animals, and new babies, and new houses, new relationships, new jobs and new coworkers. Things are starting over again. That's what happens in New Jersey in April and May. The trees start to get color again, green and pink and purple. The baby animals start to come out. You can see them, the squirrels and the rabbits, the birds. You could see people are stripping their old clothes off and putting on, it sounded really weird, and putting on t-shirts and shorts and less coats. So you could see people's faces now where you couldn't really so much before. We need this. We need a new beginning. You know, I've had a hard couple of weeks. We've all had a hard couple of weeks. We always do. And so this change, this newness, the leaves and the animals and the flowers and the grass, we need this. And I think God understands that. I think he understood it back then. And I think it comes from back then. I looked in the Bible to see what God actually says about it. And the first book in the Old Testament, and the first verse, Genesis 1:1, says, "In the beginning, God created the sky and the earth." So there was a beginning. And we got the sky and we got the earth. And the sky and the earth are our base, aren't they? They're our base for life and time and air to breathe. So God started with the base. That was the beginning. And then he starts to say, listen, I got this for you. I'm going to give you a new beginning every time you need it. Isaiah 43:18-19. The Lord said, forget about what happened before. Don't think about the past. Look at the new thing I'm going to do. It's already happening. Don't you see it? I will make a road in the desert. I will make rivers in the dry land. John 3:16, another beginning. For God loved the world so much, he gave his only son. God gave his son so that whoever believes in him won't be lost, but will have eternal life, a new beginning. Matthew 26:27-29. This is right before, this is Thursday, Holy Thursday. Jesus took a cup and he thanked God for it and gave it to his followers and said, every one of you drink this. This is my blood, which begins the new agreement that God makes with his people. This blood is poured out for many to forgive their sins. I tell you this, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine again until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Another new beginning. And Jesus knew it was coming. And we didn't understand. We still don't understand. So God made the flowers come up every year. God made the trees lose their leaves and maybe sleep for a little bit and then come back every year. God gets it. Not only does he get it, he teaches us it. Okay, so I don't know if this makes sense. Here's what I know. I know life is hard. I know that stuff happens that we don't have control over. I know that bad things happen. And then they happen again and again and again. God didn't say there wasn't going to be bad things. I don't know. Am I saying this a billion times? This is what I do know. I do know that there's a reason why Easter comes in the spring. Because we need these reminders that it's okay. That we're starting all over again. And we could start all over again, over and over and over again. Jesus knew it. He was the one that had to suffer for it. And he did it. Then it was over. And he wasn't in pain anymore. So maybe we learn from this. You go through the pain. You go through the fear. And then the pain's not there for a little while. It's going to come back. It's going to go again. We need to celebrate. We remember when Jesus had to teach us, how to teach the disciples what was going to happen. We remember when he had to go through the pain and nobody was on his side. And then we can celebrate. We are not perfect. I would not have been any better than any of those people that made the decisions and the choices and the words that they said back then. When Peter said, I don't know him, because he was afraid. I'm not any better than they are. You'd think that after all these years we'd have learned something. Maybe that's what we have to learn. God's got this. It's going to start again. And so we are reminded by the tulips and the purple and pink blossoms on the trees and the baby animals and the Easter bonnets. All of this is a reminder. We can get through this because they're starting again. So, if you're looking at a new job or losing your old one, if a friend moved away or a coworker found another job, if somebody in your family that you love is sick, if somebody in your family has COVID and has to stay home for like 2 weeks or a week and a half, it's going to start again. That's what Easter taught us. That's what Good Friday taught us. Bad things happen, and then Easter comes, and it's a beautiful day. So when these things open up to you, and you have to find a new friend, or a new coworker, or a new way of doing things, maybe we just need to look at it like it's necessary. We're going to do it, and we're going to get through it. God tells us this all the time. It gives us the tools. And this is Lamentations 3:22 through 24. The Lord's love never ends. His mercies, they never stop. They are new every morning. Lord, your loyalty is great. I say to myself, the Lord is what I have left. So I have hope. So that's what we have. We have hope. And it's going to get us through. And the hope comes and reminds us through the trees and the animals and the tulips. Everything starts again. So enjoy. And get through the hard stuff so you know that the new stuff is coming. Have a good week. Enjoy this new beginning. And get back to work. Because you're going to love it. Have a great week. Love you. I miss you a lot. We'll be together soon.